Hello and welcome to Karate Time. Hello everyone, welcome back to an episode of Karate Time. And some of you may be wondering why there was no video last week, and to be fair, I completely forgot to let anyone know. I mean, you may not care at all, but essentially what it came down to is last Saturday I completely and absolutely knackered my back. I was at the gym, really simple thing, looked over my shoulder to say something to someone, turned back while mid-exercise, back went. That was it. I spent Saturday pretty much on the floor, codamol, all that sort of stuff, and for several days just couldn't move. It was just, yeah, stupid things, but in all honesty, it meant, of course, I just completely forgot about doing a video, but there we go. It is what it is. But we have more positive news this week. In fact, we've got a lot of positive news, which is really good. A lot of positive karate news. So, the first one, which is really good to know, is that I've spent some time putting together our governing body's return to training guidelines, which I have now had permission to publish. So that is really positive. There's still a lot of hoops that we have to jump through, but it looks like we're going to be able to have a return to training that's not online soon. We still have to comply with rules of the venues, and of course we've got to make a lot of adaptations to what we do, but the point is that there will be some capacity for us to eventually return to actual training in the same environment as each other, which is great news. You know, there's no timeline on that yet. It does depend on every venue that people train in, and local rules and so on, but the point is that we're getting somewhere. That's what I like. So I think, you know, looking at the way it's going, I think we could have a return in limited capacity during September, which is really nice to know. And that's probably the most important news for this one. And my second bit of positive news for karate, and I'm going to keep this video quite short. I just want to do a bit of an update more than anything. I'm on my computer so I can mention some of these things. This is a more personal one, but one that which came completely out of the blue. So I just thought I'd share it with you. Now, I can't remember if I mentioned on one of these videos, but a few weeks back, a chapter that I had co-written with two other authors was published. So that was a really, really great accolade. You know, we've been waiting for this for a long time, and you know, and I am proud of it. You know, I'm not going to go shouting around everywhere about it, but you know, we have got a published chapter all about form-based learning in Asian cultures, and it's in an edited works by Springer, and that was, you know, as I say, it was a great thing. It was really good. It was really pleasing to see that it was accepted and it was published, which is great. But coming on the back of that, I had some contact a few weeks ago, and it was from I should say, I thought it was a spam email because it said it was from Unesco, and I was thinking, why am I getting anything from Unesco? Now, I'm just going to make sure I tell you it correctly. Unesco is the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. And I thought, why am I getting an email from Unesco? But actually what it is they had come across my blog, my publications, and the YouTube channel, despite the small numbers of people, and they've reached out to me about being involved and collaborating on an inclusive martial art partnership with UNESCO. they're looking to develop an international program for inclusion in martial arts. So the main target is going to be disability inclusion, but they are also sort of having a subset then looking at raising participation and inclusion for women and girls as well. And I've now had a couple of Zoom meetings with them, and I'm happy to get involved in it. It sounds very fascinating, and of course, COVID has sort of shut down a lot of the plans that they wanted, but we're still hoping to put together some webinars, some Q&A sessions, case studies, that sort of thing. And all very exciting. I mean, it's still very early stages, and we're still trying to work out exactly what approach to take. But it was just completely out of the blue. Like I said, I was about to hit add to spam because I thought it was one of those sort of ones, but no, it was real. So that was a massive surprise, but one which I think is going to be great fun to do. I'm really looking forward to that. And then the final bit of good news is I've got a new gi. Now, I know that doesn't sound like much, but I have had so many problems over the last few years to get a gi that actually fits me properly. They always assume that everyone who does karate is long and lanky. Even if you order one that's technically in my size, the sleeves are about that much longer than they should be, and the legs are about that much longer than they should be, and it's just an absolute nightmare. But then if you buy a smaller size, the skirt length is so short that you've got like that much of it underneath your belt, or you can't fit the trousers around your thighs. It's just infuriating that no one seems to cater for different shapes. And anyway, I've been working. I say working, that's not fair because they've done the work, but I've been collaborating with another martial arts manufacturer, a gi manufacturer in the UK, and I showed them. They sent me one of theirs, and I explained the problem, and of course it turned out to be exactly the same problem as always. But the result is that they've gone back to the drawing board, and they've essentially, I sent them like 12 measurement points around my gis and my body, and they've actually redesigned their gis to allow for a shorter fit, and they've also started offering a tailoring service to like shorten the legs and the arms if necessary. And the other bit then that was really good is I brought up that nowhere makes a female fit karate gi. They're always just one gi, one shape, that's it. And the reality is women have different anatomy to men, and I do think that there's a market gap, but there's a practicality gap. Kirsty, she says the same thing. It's a nightmare to get a gi that is, when I say flattering, it's not that you want to, you're not trying to get dressed up and go out in it. It's, you want something that is flattering and practical at the same time, so you don't just look rectangular. And they have been, over the last 6 months, they have been pinging backwards and forwards and consulting with us, and they've now developed a female fit karate gi, and we had both my adjusted one and Kirsty's female fit gi arrive earlier this week, and they seem great. Now, I haven't mentioned the company yet, and there's a reason for that. I am going to, and I'm quite keen to promote them. But I want to do a review on the gis first, which is why I'm not mentioning the name yet. I'm going to do a dedicated video. I'm going to do a review on the gi, and I'd hope to do it sooner, but because I've not been able to train this week because of my back, I don't want to do any sort of, I don't want to just do like an unboxing. I want to be able to come back and do I've now trained in it for a few lessons, what it's like after a wash, all the basic things that we need to know. But I will say that first impression, I'm very, very happy with this. I'm talking the quality of, some of the best brands out there, like, Tokaido and Shogun, for nowhere near that price. And actually for more customization and better fit. I'm really excited by it. It sounds sad, but when you spend as long as your life in a gi as I do, and more so for those that are professional martial artists, you gotta have something that fits right and is comfortable and is a joy to wear. I've got about 10 gis, all the same brand, all the same size on paper, and yet only 3 of them are actually a decent enough fit. The rest of them are just crap, frankly. I only wear them if I haven't got any spare, which is not good. I mean, when you're spending the amount of money you do on them, it's just ridiculous. So I'd rather spend decent amount of money, get some good ones, and they last. You know, quality. There we are. So that review is going to come in the next couple of weeks. I should be fit for the train hopefully this week. I'll give it a couple of weeks of use, and then I'm gonna come back with another video. And that's pretty much it for today. I'm gonna keep it a little bit short, and yeah. Most important thing though is we have this opportunity hopefully to come back training. Before I sign off, one thing that I would like to say is that I appreciate, you know, the small number of you that have been watching these videos, and I would like to keep doing them even after, you know, we go back to return to training, because actually I feel like when we're back in the dojo I'll be able to do better content, because I'll be able to go and do videos there, we'll be able to do explanation videos, we can do all sorts of stuff. And I do quite like the karate time as a little bit of a... It's helpful for me to organise my thoughts and maybe to give a bit of a drive to go back to doing some martial art research and things like this, which is... It's beneficial for me, and at the end of the day I've got to make these videos for me, but I would welcome any feedback, suggestions, you know, anything to get this, you know, maybe a little bit more noticed. It could be... I've been thinking, should I change my YouTube name because it's a bit abstract? You know, people aren't going to know what it is. Karate time. I mean, it was quite a fun little pun, but is it memorable? Do I change that? I don't know. I'm giving it some. I haven't given it much thought, but it's sort of in the back of my mind. That feedback would be really valuable if you can, and I think I'm going to leave it at that. So there we go. Fingers crossed, return to training soon. And other than that, everyone, take care, and I'll catch you next time.